I want you to compare your life to a man who's broke down on the side of the road. His car's broke down, his means of transportation. This happens to everyone. Sooner or later in your life, your car is going to break down. What I mean is your way from point A to point B, your means. Your life is like a road, right? We're on the road and we're moving. We're trying to move forward. We're trying to grow. We're trying to excel. But there's always something that happens that kind of leaves us on the side of the road, and we're not moving. We're not growing. So this man's under this hood, and he's looking under the hood, trying to figure out what's the problem, what's the issue. What's holding me, what's keeping me from getting from point A to point B. And while he's sitting there figuring, God's in one ear and the devil's in the other ear. And the devil says, bro, just call the mechanic. Why? Don't bother. Don't bother. You're not a mechanic. You don't know what you're doing under the hood. Just call a mechanic and have him fix it for you. And then God's in the other ear, and God says, no, don't call the mechanic. I want you to fix it. You're like, why would I fix it? I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. But then God again, he's like, no, I want you to fix it this time. This is your 20th car. You always call the mechanic. And I'm not going to fix it for you this time either. This time I want you to fix it. And through fixing it, by taking the time and the effort to figure and fix it, through that, you're going to learn. And through that, your car's not going to break down so much. Well, I don't know how you expect me to do that, God. I'm not a mechanic. God says, oh, I gave you a manual. Where's your manual? Oh, the Bible, I don't know. I don't got it. I lost it. I don't have it. And even if I did have it, I can't figure it. I don't understand it. God said, I'll help you. You just have to put the effort in, and I will help you. No, just you tell me, God. You tell me. God says, okay, get that ratchet and take that part out. He's like, no, what are you talking about? That's not, but the problem is this, down here. Why you got me working up here? God says, look, you can't get to that unless you work on this first. If you take this out, then you can work on the real problem. But you have to remove this first. Remove this out of your life. Then you can get to that problem. So the man says, okay, God, I'll try. I'll try my best. So he starts removing the part. He starts to drop nuts and bolts under the car. He starts to have trouble, and he's getting frustrated. Like, man, the devil's in his ear. Like, yo, I told you, should have listened to me. I had the easy way. My way is way more easy. You just listen to me. I don't know why you listening to him. You're making you work harder. So the man says, man, the devil's starting to make a little more sense than God to me. And he starts getting a little confused. Starts getting frustrated. God tells him, see, this is why I wanted you to do this. So you can see how disorganized you are. Because really, the car is not the problem. You're the problem. Because you are disorganized. You don't check your oils. You don't check your fluids. You just jump in the car and go. And that's how you live your life. You don't focus on the minor details. And this is what I'm trying to teach you. Through this, you're going to learn to be organized. Because I am a God of order. I don't want you to be lazy. I'm going to discipline you for being lazy and overlooking and being complacent. I'm disciplining you through this. Whom I love, I chastise. It is written in my word, he that spareth his rod hateth his son. He that loveth him will chastise him many times. And I want you to learn to value the things that you have. Because there are many people that wish they had the things that you take for granted every day. I'm going to discipline you. I don't always spare the rod. Being merciful doesn't always mean to spare the rod. And the devil chimes in. He says, man, you call that love? Man, don't I seem more loving to you by telling you to just get a mechanic and get it fixed, and you can be on your way. Now, your God got you broke down on the side of the road. With me, you be riding nice. I'll have you in a nice car. When you don't listen to me, you want to listen to him and be broke down on the side of the road? You want to do things the hard way? And God says, I got him broke down on the side of the road so that he doesn't have to ever be broke down ever again. And through him, once he learns, then he'll be able to teach others never to be broke down ever again. And I also said in my word that my way is narrow, that few walk that way, and that the way to hell is broad and easy and wide, and many there be that go that way. The choice is yours to make. So the man says okay and believes God. And keeps trying to fix his car. It starts to get dark. It starts to get cold. And it's getting late. And he's getting tired. And he starts losing faith. He starts to just give in. He stops fighting. He calls his buddy to come pick him up. He calls the mechanic, get the car fixed. And that's it. He never changes. He never grows. Every time the trial comes, he falters once it gets difficult. And this is the story of a lot of believers, a lot of us. We don't want to be in the grind with God. We want it when it's easy, but when things get tough, we don't have that patience and that faith to really make the changes that God wants to make in us so he could take us to that next level.